Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends MCU Daredevil from Born Again, and a big shout out to Sergeant Reds, which is where I got this from, so please check out their store if you haven't already. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this, and I know there is a difference between the MCU figures and just the regular Marvel Legends. I don't know why they do it that way. There is difference in the cuts, in the articulation. It's not huge, but it's noticeable on some figures. But I really like the way this looks. I like the whole Daredevil series, going back to the old one, even to Born Again, even though there wasn't as much Daredevil as so many people whined and cried that there should have been. But we're going to take a look at this guy here. We can kind of see everything that he does come with. We see a Daredevil right there, and then on the back, we get a little bit of artwork of Daredevil right there. Again, I'm excited. I got the Punisher from Daredevil Born Again right over there too, so we'll have them together. This is going to go on what will eventually be the MCU shelf. God knows I'm all over the place with a lot of this collecting, other than G.I. Joe being all together in most ways. But anyway, let's get into this. But before we do, if you'd like me to drop a Marvel Legends review, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Marvel Legends review, even if it's MCU. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. Alright, Daredevil is out, and as you can see, I got the MCU Punisher right here, and then I have Maximum Deadpool. I think he just kind of showed up because he's like, hey, there can only be one. There's only one Marvel guy in red here. Who knows, maybe we'll find out later. But anyway, let's start off with the accessories. So we're going to get 2 extra hands. Alright, so we got like a left open hand here. It's got some nice paint on it, just to protect his... protect the top of his hand there. It looks like he has some knuckle protection there. And they're gloved, so you don't have any nails. But you do see a couple of wrinkles in it. It's very pliable. Very pliable. And then we get a punchy hand. Now this is a figure that needs the punchy hand, right? He is known for punching people. I would say these are probably some sort of, not just protectors, but probably to inflict more damage. As you can see, they're actually in the punching position. And again, same type of app right there, paint app. And then we get his little sticks. All right, 2 of them, very pliable. But as long as they stay straight, I don't care. Again, the softness has been a huge issue with Hasbro stuff. But as long as they go straight, I don't care if they create a U or not. If they go back to the straight form, who really cares? It doesn't matter. All right. So quickly looking at this one here, we can see the nice detail on the handle. He's got silver right there. Ooh, they could have painted that silver. Could have made sure they got all that. Looks like this is where it's going to clip into as it wraps around. And then we have this one, which is different. All right, same height or same length, but you have the silver there, the same grip. And then this one just goes down a little bit further. Now these do not connect together. I thought they would. They do not. And then we have the string. And this is the rope, because he throws these, which I think is actually really cool. They gave you a rope. And I believe the rope is made so it will stay in a position, because this is probably sturdier plastic than that. So quickly looking at it, you can see the rope detail right through here. All right. And even though it's all in just one color, the fact that they gave it some detail goes pretty far in my opinion. All right. So what we're going to do is pop that on here. All right. And then we're going to take this one here and we can pop it on up here. Now this is not a whip. I don't want anyone to get the... I don't want anyone to think this is a whip, okay? It causes people to get really mad when things are not whips and they call them whips. But you can see I can kind of hold it right there and it forms it. So this is actually really cool. Going to take up a lot of... God, I hate this table. And also with it just being slick like this, everything falls. Anyway, but it looks good. Now for our actual main man, our Matt Murdock. And as we look at him, we can see the horns, we can see the texture in the helmet, nice black, and I don't see any paint rub, so I think that's good. I'm glad they're getting that type of stuff all taken care of. You can see the detail in the helmet there. He has a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow up here, but he has the full goatee. Eyes are just red because if you know, he's blind, so it doesn't matter if he can see through it or not. All right, you can see where this kind of wraps up on top. It's smooth up there, has some texture right here. His suit tends to have the exact same texture. All right, and I believe this is, again, supposed to help prevent against knives and different things like that. There's only so much you can do, let's be honest, but if it can protect him a little bit, considering he can't see. You have it's a very dark gray to black up here. All right, and then you can see the chest pieces, the accents, all that really makes it pop in the suit. Now, really, there's only 2 different paint apps on here. Well, probably 1 paint app, to be honest, because he's all red other than the face. And then they're going to highlight it with this really dark, it's a very dark gray. But you can see how it wraps around. He's got these nice gauntlets. Again, you have the same issues going on right here. All right, no trigger finger. I can probably say this is a figure that does not need trigger fingers because he's not firing a gun. All right, so he has the C-grips. They are pliable, so they're going to open up. So we can put the sticks in his hand, and we can shoot them off, or throw them off, or do whatever. Down to his abs, you get this nice belt buckle. You can see the way that looks. All right, it's more of a high-tech one, I believe. Or more sturdy, maybe not high-tech, but you can see the belt buckle. As we get down, we can see the buckles here that are going to hold his sticks in place. I don't know what they're called. And then as we go down, we get the knee pads. We get his boots only go up this high, but it looks like he has a different color right there. All right, and we can see the buckles that are going to hold his boots together. I mean, he could tie them. I mean, I can tie my shoes, with my eyes closed. But anyway, there you go. This looks good. Now, if we want to drop these in here, now these are soft enough that they shouldn't have any problem going in and out. But I could see them eventually breaking. And actually, they slide in nice and smoothly. They're not going to fall out, but they do move pretty nicely. That kind of just drops in. But because the silver is open a little bit, they're not going to fall out. You're not going to lose them. All right. As for his articulation, he can look up, which is actually pretty good, to be honest. All right. And then he can look down. He can look side to side, tilt his head a little bit. He has a perfect T-pose. He can swivel right there at the shoulder and at the bicep. Double pinless elbows. All right. Right there. His wrists are obviously going to swivel, so we can give him a punchy hand. He does have butterfly joints. I don't think they really work. So his arms still go to that position. So to me, it's like we'll give you butterfly joints to tell people we have butterfly joints. All they really need to do is cut a little bit underneath here. And I know a lot of people will do this with Classified and other brands. They cut underneath here so you can reach over a little bit more and get that crossover. All right. He has the diaphragm cut right here. Then he can turn side to side, but it creates this ugly gap. I wish they would fix this, make something a little bit different. All right. There's his Jean-Claude Van Damme. These kind of get in the way. I'll take these off because we're going to see how he sits anyway. As is Jean-Claude Van Damme, there's no drop down hips, so they didn't go all the way out. You have your thigh swivel, double pinless knees. He really should have a boot cut, and there's a perfect place for it right there. No boot cut. He does have ankle rockers, all right? But this guy's going to be in a lot of different poses. He's supposed to be very flexible. He should have the boot cut. It's very important. I mean, he already can't go over that far because of this. Now, I know people will go in here and they'll cut up underneath here. So it allows them to go over a little bit more. But this is the reason why people want a a maximum one that's super articulated, and I have a feeling we'll eventually get that Daredevil sooner rather than later, if you ask me. So, all right. As for popping these things on, as we just did, let's pop them on, and we're going to see how he throws these, or shall I say, how it stays when you're throwing them. So let's open this hand up. Wrist pops off really easily. And then once we throw this on here, right? And we should be able to, yeah, it does articulate down. So, now it's kind of weird. You can see it's actually way out of frame here. And these figures feel softer. I mean, it stays up perfectly fine. And if he does, he wants, he can just flip over. And look at that. He thought he feels he's the only red Marvel character. I had no intention of doing that originally. I just thought it might work. As for getting him on one foot, as this guy might be doing a lot of running and kind of throwing this, the balance on this table and the balance on him, well, something I thought was going to be harder is actually pretty easy. So he gets on one leg really easily. But I got to say, all in all, not a bad looking figure. I like this Punisher. I like this for the MCU. This is different. I mean, I have another Punisher. I don't have another Daredevil. I have other Marvel, other Marvel Legends figures, and there is a difference. There is no doubt. I didn't really believe people when they said it, but there definitely is. These seem thinner. They're not as muscular, which maybe it has to do with realistically. They do seem softer on some points, and they don't seem to be designed and engineered nearly as well as the other ones. But I think they're going to be good for like shots. If you want to recreate a scene, right? You can do all kinds of things. I think having this maximum Deadpool is awesome because Deadpool can just show up wherever he wants, right? So anyway, there you go. That is your MCU Daredevil. Again, picked it up at Sergeant Red's. If you're in the area, check them out. All right, so there you go. That is your Daredevil Born Again, the MCU version. That's weird. All in all, not a bad figure. $30 I paid at Sergeant Red's. Again, I like this idea. I think they did a really good job. I like how stiff the rope is. You can easily throw that. It's going to take a little bit of time to getting like a really good shot of him throwing it and kind of winging it back. But I don't think it'll be impossible, especially if you're doing a long lens like photo shoot right here. I'm going to act like I'm a professional photographer. I'm such a novice trying to learn and figure things out. But anyway, there you go. That is your MCU. If you want it, pick it up. If you don't want it and you're like, hey, you know what, I hate the MCU stuff, then hate it and don't buy it. It's so simple to walk past the shelves and not buy something you don't want. It's crazy easy. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. You stayed this long. I appreciate it. So please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an MCU figure. Now don't go anywhere. Maybe this is your first time here and you're like, have you done more figures? Well, have you done more Marvel Legends? Well, you are so in luck because right up here will be another one and down here will be a playlist of all the Marvel Legends figures that I reviewed. Take care.